Welcome back to Strategy and Snark. Today, we're heading off to Delera's tomb. Delera Omeron is... The Omeron family is a big, important, they'd be like the Kennedys. They're one of the big families in Stormreach. So they have an entire graveyard named after them. We are now in House Jurasco. It is the top right side of the marketplace. This is the Healers Guild, primarily run by halflings. I should point out, why are all of the houses kind of racially segregated? There's a in-lore reason for that, which I don't know if any of you guys are going to visually help me with this. Nope. So the guilds or the houses are not actually, strictly speaking, separated by race. Anybody can join any of them. The reason that they are usually separate or clumped is more accurate, is the dragon marks. You can be born with a magical power. We've mentioned this before. And certain ones show up on certain species most often. So the halflings have the dragon mark of healing. That's how it works out. So far more often than not, if you were born with the power to go, be healed, you're probably going to end up a doctor of some kind. Maybe just like an EMT. I shouldn't say just. Maybe you're an EMT and you leave the actual surgery to a surgeon, but you can still emergency heal people. Walk-in defibrillator. But the Mark of Shadow that House Fiarlan has that does all the illusion magic, useful for thieves. Entertainers. The dwarves have the Mark of Warding, which I would have thought that meant traps, but apparently it means keeping things safe. So they are the bankers. At any rate, we're going to move all the way through House Jurasco to the far side, over here to the graveyard. Entrance is right here on the far end. House Jurasco is it's a nice place. I like that it's kind of the hippie nature retreat kind of look. It's got a freaking floating bonsai tree. It is a pain in the ass to run across because it's also hilly with buildings in the way. Got to squeeze through this ancient aqueduct looking thing just to get over here. It's very inconvenient to try to actually walk around in House Jurasco. Like a real hospital. They don't want you to know where you're going. We're going to talk to Derek Grosspick. He's a bit of a dick. He's a lot of a dick. Apparently there's undead in Delera's tomb and it's going to be a big scandal for him or something. He's a dick. I stopped reading when he started calling me a peasant. I'm I'm literally carrying a giant sword. And I'm pretty sure that I've helped out the Merchants Guild enough that they'll probably overlook any stabbings that go on over here. Anyway, this is the second newest graveyard. The catacombs, I believe, we've already been there. The catacombs, I believe, are the newest graveyard. This is the graveyard they built after the necropolis, which was the original graveyard, because the necropolis started getting a little undead. And they're like, oop, that's not a good thing. Better build a new one over here and be better about things. And so they built a new one over here, and they weren't better about things. And it's having a bit of an undead problem. And then, the catacombs. bit of an undead problem. They should seriously be cremating people. They have fire. They have magic, right? You could just set fire to every corpse. Or resurrect people. You know, you can do that too. If you're not going to resurrect them, burn them. So, the mystery of Delera's tomb. What's going on? This is the lowest level quest in the graveyard. So, I believe canonically they are saying this is the first place that undead have started popping up in this graveyard. This graveyard's not supposed to, like, it was doing fine, right?
The tomb opens up into a larger space.
Oh, okay.
The underground structure is much bigger.
I gotta lower the volume a little bit. So, also, who puts these big fucking scary statues all over the place? Like,
The sound of the bridge dropping is followed
did like the Stormreach government only license like one statue, and they're like, well, we gotta get our money's worth out of this one. We can't afford to license like 5 different ones. So, the narrator. I don't think you can hear him unless I purposely turn it up. The narrator, I believe it says, I'm going to double check so I don't sound stupid. Yeah. The narrator is Gary Gygax. The guy who, one of the 2 guys who invented Dungeons and Dragons. He narrates this dungeon. He does a fine job. But I do believe he was quite old by the time he did this. So, lever underwater to open the door I was looking at. Very sneaky place to put it. Like, if you're not using Q to look for the lever, that's a tough one to find. Is backside of a pillar underwater. That's a rough placement. But yeah. It's not as bad as everybody kind of makes it out to be, but yeah, he's kind of hard to listen to as he's reading the lines. It kind of gives me the impression like when my grandma is reading the cards in Trivial Pursuit, basically. Like, she's reading it, she is reading it correctly, but she's not reading it at, like, normal conversational cadence. Like, her iambic pentameter is off because she's reading off of the card like she is reading a script, you know? Which is exactly what Gary's doing. So I mean no disrespect to the man who invented the game, right? But I turned the volume down a little bit. Not all the way. Not all the way. I turned it down a little bit. Bloop. Alright, so obviously we're going to be fighting a lot of undead. Undead. I don't think there's a single not undead thing unless you count a necromancer, as technically he's not undead. Did I miss? Nope. Just second wave. Alright. Cast! Here we've got some dread zombies. If you have been running around with, say, a bludgeoning weapon or a piercing weapon, like you're a rogue or something, these dread zombies are all of a sudden going to be slightly difficult because they have very high resistance to not slashing. There's also a trap right here. Ah, thank you for triggering it for me. So it is a spike trap. When it's up, just run through. Or, you know, stand not in the spike, and you'll be fine. Another trap. As soon as you walk into this little arena, it's going to close the door behind you. Bomb. And you have to kill the bad guys again. Always run for the big watermelons first, because that's a very easy indicator of where the mages are. And then you can polish up the archers. This is a shrine here. It does have some bad guys in it. But you should open that door and kill those guys. Because you never know. Like, oh no, you're going to come back mortally wounded. Oh, I forgot to kill the 3 guys guarding the shrine. Damn it. Locked door leading to an optional fight. Cold trap right here, if I remember right. Thank you, hireling. I was actually literally going to tell him to try to go open that door so he would go and trigger it for me. And going to start running when that one stops blowing, and we make it through just fine. Going to call him to this side of the trap. Alright. Oh good, he healed himself. I don't have to actually tell him to do that this time. Like most undead quests, half of them like to be in stealth mode, so you could just run around swinging your sword a lot. I overran. There we go. Door open? No? Fine. I didn't really want to run back through the traps, but apparently they only go off once. All enemies dead. Door open. Okay. This series of rooms, every time you walk into one, gates are going to shut. Oh, that's my elemental. Gates are going to shut. You kill all the enemies to open it up. Be very careful, A, to make sure your hireling is with you, so he doesn't get locked in the wrong room trying to, like, chase you and catch up in case you get too far ahead. Also, don't split the party. If you have more than one person, don't split the party. Go to the right. A, there's a shrine here. And B, just make sure everybody's through each door. The problem with splitting up is not that I don't think you guys could handle it, but because if you all split up to try to full clear the entire dungeon, A, you're going to mess with other people's timing. You might split up the people who didn't mean to split up, but also you're going to trigger dungeon alert. If you all manage to walk into a different room, you might just trigger full-on dungeon alert and potentially get yourselves in a pickle. On normal mode, it's not going to matter. But just be careful on those higher difficulties. You know, you're supposed to work together. Like, my hireling is locked out right now. I don't care. But now that I've run straight to this one, look at that. He's locked out again. And you never know when you're going to just need that extra body to soak a hit. Alright, I'll just take a random free quarterstaff. And the last door. We do another quick clear. You know, it's kind of nice that this guy is shooting lasers, because he can one-shot undead. Like that. That was the hireling, doing 300 damage. Alright. As soon as I pick up the note, then the boss is going to spawn, plus a whole bunch of other guys. So there's the note. Here's the boss, the Omeron Death Guard. We killed all of these skeletons and everything, and what's this? Ghostly skeletons just start pouring in from every side. These used to be crazy difficult if you were not equipped. Because they used to be, like, immune to anything that wasn't a good aligned weapon. Like a holy weapon, or they used to be, like, something, so, you know, scimitar of pure good. You used to just bonk 0 damage if you were just using, like, a flaming sword. No, you had to have a holy sword to damage those. Got awkward. They have nerfed them substantially. I am not using a holy weapon. I just bludgeon them, and they have damage reduction, but it's not 100% like it used to be. We got a note. We cannot read the note. But basically, you know, this is the start of an undead outbreak, right? This is the start of the horror movie, where they're just like, why would we assume zombies? People have gone missing. Maybe they're just partying. Maybe they're just drunk. Maybe they're just dumb. So we investigate. But because this is an adventure game and not a horror game, we take our giant sword and we have killed all the monsters. So we run all the way back to report to the guy, like, oh yes, yes indeed, there's actually a whole bunch of undead. Lots and lots of undead. That's why your people haven't been coming back. Because you got them eaten. I don't have time for this. Take this advance. You're now an employee of the Parks and Gardens Administration. Wow. And then he wants you. He's literally saying, hey, fortunately we already have a church representative here. He's overseeing a funeral. Go talk to him. He's telling you to crash a funeral because he doesn't have time to deal with, oh, I don't know, a zombie outbreak. Bureaucrats, man. Oh, look. They have already sent somebody ahead into the next area in order to scout ahead. They didn't come back, so all but one of the quests are here in this main tomb. This is Delera's tomb. This is her tomb. In fact, this is so Delera's tomb. Boom. There's the thumbnail. Alright. Quest number 2. The Missing Party. Just gonna drop that into paint so I don't lose it. This is, if I'm thinking of the right quest, I think this is the longest one in the chain. Alright, we'll just open the door. Fine. I have sense memory of a trap. The traps in this quest, the most dangerous ones are cold traps. So if we just throw up some cold resistance and jump around this corner. Okay, apparently it was nothing. It will be a later quest has that. We are here to find the missing adventurers. They are assumed to be dead, so we're really just looking for the journal the guy left behind. You may have noted that Sneaky hidden lever. You may have noted we were given the Club of the Holy Flame when we took this quest. That was an old way of guaranteeing that you had a way of damaging those ghostly skeletons, because otherwise you weren't making it through here. Enemies dead, door open. There's lever at bottom of door. I go to swing at the thing, he just lasers it. And lever number 3. This is another one of those trap rooms. Or I guess an ambush room would make more sense. It's an ambush room. That room, and there's, I think it was that room. So it used to lock, and I'd sit there for like 5 minutes. Because, like, I think one of the enemies was spawning in a wall. Eventually it'll let you out. Our job here is to light these runes. There's one on each side, and then there's a lever or something up top. Yep. We are level 9. This quest is level 5. We are not in any danger. Especially because we have Feywild gear. You take away the Feywild gear, you take away a lot of my confidence. I mean, we're also on normal mode, so... Nothing wrong with normal mode. If you don't know a quest, do it on normal mode. You can explore to your heart's content. Hard and elite are for, I already know what I'm doing, I want it to be a bigger challenge. Bonk, 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 bonk. Just kind of running down the hallway. A couple of levers to hit, but... So if this is supposed to be her tomb, why is it this big? It's going quite a ways underground. Like, you're asking for an undead infestation. All of these coffins are going to pop open when we get closer to this door. This is an optional fight. If you stay away from the coffins, they won't open. Once they're all dead, though, you've got a shot at that doubly trapped chest. Like, there's obviously a trap right there, but I'm pretty sure there's also traps going back and forth. Very dangerous. And there's not really any point in grabbing it. But if you really want it, acid resist. And let's take a look at what shape it is. I'm going to guess I want to jump towards that lantern. Well, I was halfway right. It is an acid trap. I was also right. There was nothing in the chest. So, 2 sets of horizontal acid traps. If you stand kind of in line with the lamppost, you can grab the chest without getting hit by that trap. Or send in somebody you don't like to go get the chest, and then after they go, God damn it, then you can walk in and get the chest. Alright, we're getting close to the end now. We are in the improbable stairway section of the quest. Just gotta go around a corner and keep climbing. Most of this quest is very straightforward. There's not really any wrong ways to go. There's a couple of side paths, but they just lead you to an optional guy. This is just a really long run down the hallway, pull the levers. I do, however, like the vibe this one has. I kind of like the catwalks really do it for me. I don't know why, but these catwalks for some reason really sell me on the idea of this is like a big catacombs kind of thing, and you're looking over all of these like tombs and everything, and it's a little misty. It's almost like it's an actual graveyard, but underground. You know, like a crypt should be. Big spike traps all over this room, but they're the regular boring kind. But you have to step on this to open the door, which also activates the spikes. Don't stand in the spikes. Everything dead? Everything dead. A puzzle? You want to summon any monsters or anything before I actually play with this? Guess not. Is it the first one? Is it the second one? Is it the third one? Get out of my way, skeleton. I wasn't actually paying attention. Alright. 2 and 3. The answer is do 2 and 3. And that'll solve the puzzle. Get back here, little archer. That everybody? There is a lever way back there. So this is the gate that opened when we did those. These used to alternate which ones opened, and so you couldn't solve it before. You had to have a person stand there or a hireling and try to like remotely operate them so they could open and lower the gates so you could get in there. But these days you can solve it, whole thing's open. I don't even have to walk in. Well, look, the door is open. Good job, hireling. Let's go. And we're back on the catwalks, and now we are damn near the end of this quest. The boss is on the other side of these catwalks. There's a rest shrine in that door right there, which I'm not going to bother with. There's a chest in there, but the door is locked and I can't open it. And now we've reached the final little tomb. We do have to kill a few more enemies to open the door, but then the boss is literally on the other side of that door. You don't want to fight the boss in the boss's room. I'll tell you that for free. Back in the day, this used to be a really, really hard room. My friend and I were playing in this room, and we died, but we died to the Wraith. You know, Wraith. And we kept spawning extra Wraiths because we kept dying to the Wraith. Don't die to Wraiths. So, it is best to pull things out of the room around the corner. The archers will not chase, but it gives you an opportunity to beat up these mages without having to fight everything. And then where did Boss Ghost go? Whatever, she'll show up again. I am a level 9 paladin, so Bonkus bonkus, taking all this out. And look, there on the floor, there is a book. This is for so much XP. How long was that? Only 11 minutes. Kind of felt longer than that, but... Oh. And in case you were wondering... So, I know one of those Omeron Guardians, if you really want all of them, is behind this secret door here. I don't know where all of them are. I know where that one is. The one we fought. So, remember where we did the... we had to step on the little button to light up a glyph on either side of a pool of water? Dive in the water. There's a huge section on the other side of a little underwater passage. A huge section of this tomb that is completely unused. I mean, it has one of the Omeron Guardians in it, but other than... maybe even two. But yeah, it's amazing to me that they'll make these huge side areas that the only reason I know about it is I googled where the Guardians were, because I was like, I never fight all of these. I'm curious where they are. No way there's like another half to this dungeon I never went in. Anyway, we find the journal of... we find the journal of the party that they say in Tin, and the guy says, shit. There's a wraith of Delera. This is like if John F. Kennedy came back as Beetlejuice. It's like, oh no. This has not only your standard, like, zombie apocalypse scenario problems, it also has a lot of political problems if an actual, like, bigwig is now undead and maybe wants her power back. That could be a problem. So, right off the bat, there's a treasure chest over there. Do you want that treasure chest? Then jump onto the ledge with the archers and jump again. And I am too fat to make it, but you can get up there. You absolutely can get up there. You have to pick the lock on the chest. Pretty sure it's locked. Are you locked? Not locked. You can have that chest if you jump higher than I can. If you really jump, you can just jump straight to it. There's also a door on the other side, though. That door is locked. If you can go all the way through the quest and come in the back door and grab that chest. If you can unlock the door better than you can jump. This feels like a trap. It wasn't, but it feels like it. That's a lot of wraiths. This is a very, very deadly room. If the wraiths stack too many debuffs on you, and they stun you and start casting spells into you, like, that's really bad. That's really bad. I'm on normal mode. I recommend you walk in just far enough to trigger them to do all their stuff, then you run back there. And try to fight as few as you can if you're playing on, like, elite mode. I'm just going to ignore these skeletons attacking me. We'll be by again later. I will not ignore the mage. So, we've reached our first soul lock. You flip these, enemies spawn, beat them all to move on. However, some of them will spawn some of their enemies just when you walk up to them. So we've beat up the wraith that's a mini boss that's supposed to go with this. Now we can beat up all of the random undead. Oh, caster. So we have separated that fight by just not immediately clicking the button. And when they're all done, the doors will open. Okay, doors are open. One of the soul locks is open. That is a shrine in there. But this is what we're after. This actually is the thing that opens the door to the next area. That door specifically. And I'm still going to ignore those skeleton archers because they're not worth the effort. And now we're coming down on soul lock number 2. Should I just jump straight down here? Probably not. But I'm on normal mode. I can get away with stuff like that. Away goes the skeletons. You have to kill all the skeletons. Remember, back in the day, if you didn't have a holy weapon, you're using the Club of the Silver Flame in order to kill all of those ghostly skeletons. Alright, that everybody? You can see that like the coffins light up with their symbol to open the next door every time you kill whoever was in there. So alright, maybe I'm not in the spot I thought I was. So opening the soul locks is supposed to free the soul of Delera so that she won't be like a destructive wraith anymore. Or at least bind her to this place. And dead, and we hit the thing. Yep, 2 more locks and she will be released. In theory. Be kind of a short adventure pack if it was literally two quests. There's a lever here that opens the next room. Just like the first soul lock we did. We beat all the things up, hit a lever, move on. Two casters? 3 casters? You might think it's overkill that I aim for the casters. On Elite, they spam like lightning bolt. I am absolutely needing to kill them first, and it is good practice. It is good practice to always kill the mages, even if you're playing a game that you're not. Maybe you think you're doing fine. Just whatever the mage type is, kill it first. It's always good advice. Stupid mage skeleton. Okay, we got 2 locks left. One's right there. We have to walk on these raised catwalks to get over there. Just killing the archers out of habit almost. There we go. Alright, is our door open? I don't want to have to run around killing every one of these skeletons. Alright. I want to say the first door is a rest shrine. Yep, I can see him through the door. Here we go. Open door on the part of the map that's still black. That is what we were going for. So the last soul lock is also the boss fight. And then we're out. You don't technically need to fight anything on this level because the soul lock, watch out for the 2 dart traps, but the soul lock's down there. Here's the last one. None of the enemies will spawn until you hit the thing. There's no cheating this one. You have to hit the thing. I didn't even swing at the boss. I was purposefully going after the other ones first. And the hireling one-shotted the boss while I wasn't looking. Okay, hireling, you win this round. So here's the actual Ghost of Delera. The necromancer no longer controls my will. Well, that just shifted this problem. So the soul locks have broken the necromancer's command over Delera. So now they can tell us. Except she just starts yelling about some other random guy altogether who has nothing to do with it. Oh, we got a named item. Docents are armor for Warforged. This one doesn't look particularly exciting. But was that bound to account? Or yeah, it's got to be bound to account. Yeah. After 3-barreled Cove, feel like I need to actually double check that kind of thing. So yeah, this used to be a sticking point for continuing this chain. So Delera said the necromancer's no longer controlling her will, so we're like, I think we need to handle that necromancer. But then she just went off on some other guy. So we basically have a raving ghost Delera, which is, I think, technically a step up from people going missing. Especially because it wasn't Delera specifically doing it. Delera's spirit is free, but now she's haunting your graveyard. So he just gives up on us. He's like, screw you, adventurers never do anything right. I sent you in there to kill ghosts, and now there's still a ghost, so screw you, you're fired. But he does tell us about Hargo. Hargo is a hardened criminal and a killer, and we should be very careful around him. And by that, I mean he should be very careful around us, because I'm pretty sure I could one-shot him. This used to be a sticking point. You used to not be able to progress unless you had a certain amount of the bluff skill. Because right now, you mentioned Delera's ghost, he's like, screw you. Nope. Not talking about it. They added a way of just paying him off with gold. So you can continue the quest chain. Because you didn't used to be able to do that. You needed a bluff item. I'm going to try to bluff him. So, his shtick is Delera told him to, like, handle something. Like, she told him to get rid of a little girl. Or maybe it was her family or something. The point is, she wanted the little girl, like, out of the way, and he's like, all right, stab, stab, stab. Done. And she was like, I didn't mean kill them. That's basically one of those. But turns out, he didn't kill the little girl. He just said he did because he had a conscience too. So really, he's not going to get haunted by Delera for something that he didn't actually do. And she shouldn't be mad that he didn't kill somebody. Let's go return to Delera's tomb and tell her the good news. So, she got a revamp of her wording. She used to just kind of go, and it didn't make any sense. Now she's like, oh no, the necromancer is taking control again. Go kill him, quick. He's over that way. Okay. So we have not actually told her the good news. Conveniently, you know what door the necromancer happens to be in? The one with the wanted killer standing out front? Which makes me think somebody was hired to be a bodyguard and not let anybody in here. But he is not going to stop me from going in. I'm talking to Delera's ghost on his behalf. He's not going to screw that up. Alright, this has got to be the quest with the cold trap I was afraid of. Just going to generically jump at every intersection here. Oh. Thanks for that, hireling. So, big, spoopy room. There are a whole bunch of levers on the walls, and only one of them opens the door. How do you know which one it is? Well, it's this one. The music note. I totally am 100% sure. Yep. See? You knew it because I just told you. It's more muscle memory. Just pull left, grab the one on the left. Not the very first one, but the one that has the symbol matching the door. Okay, so you're in a pinch, you're supposed to actually just go look and then go look at which one is which, but it's the second one on the left side. Jump. I keep hoping I'm going to jump over a trap and feel smart. Jump. Oh, say, there it is. I have died in that trap before because I was like, la la la, walk around the corner, pff, dead. There's another couple traps up here. There's that poison trap I just walked through, which I'm not going to trigger again. And I believe there's another trap right in the middle here that you can avoid by going around. Those are some big traps that do a lot of damage, at least to me. Very little warning. Plus you have to fight all the bad guys. So this room is the main crypt room. The boss is behind there. We need to go left and right to pull the levers to get to the boss. Pressure plates summon enemies. So obviously we're going to step on both. They summon enemies and they open the doors to the left and right. If you're playing on anything other than normal mode, run around the whole room and make those skeleton archers spawn first. Take them all out, and then push the buttons one at a time. Because that'll minimize how many things you're fighting at once. So you got slightly too close to this one. There you go. So this is the left side. This entire room is going to be a giant spike trap as soon as this lever is pulled to open the door. And trap. I'm not worried about a trap like this, but there's plenty. Look at that. Look how much space there is just in the center. Just because I don't take damage, really, doesn't mean that I don't appreciate getting through there without taking more. Dart trap. Still plays off of your armor. You can weave the columns if you really want to try to dodge it. Because there are some columns here. So you can wait for it to fire. Dive. It's possible. But those dart traps rarely do very much damage, so I don't believe I've ever seen a dart trap kill anybody. They're sometimes annoying because, like, I just healed. And now, oh, I'm 3 off of full heal. It's not enough to ask for a new heal, but I feel bad. Alright, half of the way to the boss is open. It's very important to have a series of levers to protect you from adventurers. I thought I killed all of those. Okay, whatever. We need to actually pull the lever. Oh yeah, the lever's what spawned all the bad guys. Okay, lever has been pulled. Now we run all the way back to the cross junction. It was right there. Alright. Back to the cross, the intersection. Go straight across. Straight across is not nearly as long. Like, that wasn't a long branch on the left side, but it's definitely shorter on the right side. I don't trust leaving mages behind me. You never know when they're going to cast, I don't know, Brave Enfeeblement, and you go, haha, I'm fine, to, oh no, I need to run away for 4 more minutes. I want to say it's this one? Nope, not that one. You have chosen poorly. I think it's this one. I say it with slight more confidence. Casp. Did you know the doors close behind you to force you to fight the undead? Again, way harder when black bone or ghostly skeletons were basically immune to melee damage. Awkward. Okay. I think it's the next one. Really? Missed a lever? Oh, I didn't walk down the... Just like the last quest, there's a lever at the end of a little offshoot. In my head, I had already just told the hireling to go get it. Door open. I was prepped for talking about the next thing. So another just party. It's an undead party. Okay. This oddly shaped floor is obviously a trap. There's a big old ooze at the bottom here to eat anybody who falls in. We are going to jump this direction so that when it crumbles... missed the ladder. You can nail the ladder if you get the positioning right. You do not need to kill the ooze. And here is lever number 2 to open the final boss. Okay. We done beating up the mini boss. Thank you. Door still not open? Kill everybody. There we go. I should probably be grabbing strength, but I'm not going to. Far side door is still up, so we hit that. This is supposed to be open. I know it's not from beating up the ooze. Oh, now it's just open. Okay. Was that a graphical glitch, or does it not open until I walk up? I don't know. I thought they were both of those gates were supposed to open at the same time when you finished off all the enemies in there. Apparently that's not how it works. Alright. Final stretch. We walk down this hallway that has no enemies in it. Making sure. Okay. The Dreadlord Gideon. We have to pull this lever, and that's going to temporarily let us walk in. It's going to close behind us, so gather your party before venturing forth. Lever, and then everybody step in. He summons a metric boatload of undead. And by boatload, I mean apparently you got 2. I don't know. There was nothing in this room other than him a moment ago. So all of this undead is that one guy. And he's out. I'm on normal mode. I can just run in and hold left mouse button. You need... I've done it both ways. On hardcore, I think I took out his minions first, because he doesn't do a whole lot by himself, and the minions do. Anyway, 3 chests. I don't think I can open them all. No, it's Big Top that doesn't give you them all. Whatever, it's going to loot. Yeah. 2 of them are locked, and I can't unlock. But that was the last quest. Kind of. We are now going to go and, now that the Dreadlord is gone, go see Delera off. Because she is dead and needs to move on. Especially because she has living relatives that are also on, like, the city council. It would be really awkward to just have, like, ghost grandma show up and be like, well, in my days, we allowed the ghosts all meetings. It's not lit up on the map, but we are supposed to go back to Delera and report. Now, because we technically already completed this quest, we're allowed to go in on hard. Because they just put the ghost in its own little quest. Quest complete. That quest is worth favor. You know, for building up your global reputation. Look at that. Completion time, 4 seconds. She gives you either the D20 at low level or the D20 of big level. We'll take the low level one for now. Thank you. That used to be the only place to get the named items. Was you had to go and do the whole chain and talk to her. I mean, I say whole chain, it was 4 quests. Alright, quick correction here. There were actually 4 more quests that are included in this adventure pack. I thought they were moved into free-to-play when the graveyard itself went free-to-play, but somebody mentioned that they actually are still part of this pack. So I am cutting them out of those future videos and tacking them onto the end of here so that you can see the entirety of the Delera's expansion pack in one video. Keep in mind, one of these is level 6, one is level 9, and 2 of them are level 11. And the footage was taken from when I was doing the free quests for those levels. So they've just been kind of excised and dumped in here, so they're not quite as smooth of transitions. But they are all part of this pack, and I'll be back at the end with a new wrap-up at the end to see if we still recommend this pack or not. So I'm going to take this quest from Dead Girl. That's a nickname. She's not actually dead. Her mentor died. She wants his spellbook. So now if I go in here, now Dead Girl's spellbook is active. It does not say completed. There's apparently a limit on active quests, because that's not going to say completed until I accept my reward. So I had to run around and take all those stupid level 2 items or whatever to clear up some space so I could take quests again. But that's it's got to be over 100. It's a big number that I was skipping on picking up my rewards. But let's not cause a problem. Hey. So, you'll note the time limit. I'm not worried about it. But it is there. This is an old school quest, so it has a bunch of random traps, but all of the enemies are old stats, so they're not particularly dangerous. Not compared to like some of the adventure pack stuff that they hit way harder. So like Feywild. Feywild is significantly harder than any of these random free quests because it's newer. If nothing else, there are spells that didn't exist when this quest was made. So like this arcane skeleton has a very limited spell book compared to what those pixie enchanters can do. I think his best spell is like lightning bolt. Is like the best he can do is try to zap you. So 4 levers. They're going to do this to us a couple times. You're on a time limit and you're going, oh man, I got to run over here and I got to hit all these separate levers. I can think there's at least three times we're going to have to go hit a bunch of levers. That was 1. This is 2. This is a maze. We have to run this maze to find the levers. One's around the corner here. Make sure that you don't ignore the wraiths too long. You don't want the wraiths to be popping up behind you when you're doing other things. There we go, number 2. And the last one's actually on the other side of the maze. Like you may have noticed when we first came in here, the very first entrance part actually split off. So the hireling got a little ahead of himself. The exit is through this side path that you might think leads the same way that, this other one does, but it doesn't. Sneaky. I want to say this is a shrine. Yep. That I get because my Ring of True Seeing. Just a random gem on the ground. Okay, mine now. 3 levers for this door. We're just gonna go fast. If I had more run speed, I wouldn't be getting hit by all of those. The hallways, trapped. Big blade traps. That's going to happen again. When you get to the library, we're going to follow the upper catwalks. because we need these valves back here. You don't actually have to jump. You can just walk right there. They do trigger more enemies down here, so be careful of getting too high of an alert if you're just zerging through and not actually hitting the enemies. I'm not going to bother attacking all the archers. I'm just going to keep going. This one, that door's going to close. I think we have to go and trigger it, though. You might not have to, but I think we have to run forward until it shuts the door in our face, and then we can go back. Yes, yes, I'm very impressed by your undead prowess. Apparently there's no lever on that side. They broke the symmetry. Alright. Oh, a door. And then the lever. Really? Is this one of those opens automatically when you kill all the enemies ones? That's probably what it is. In which case the door is open. Yep. So yes, you do have to trigger. You have to run forward to trigger the trap, because otherwise the whites won't spawn. Alright. There's another closed door. This time we're going to jump in the water. Swim into the adjacent room underwater. One on each side. Has a lever. Make your hireling do it. Save yourself some time. Because they're going to pop open all those things over there, and they're going to put up this wall, but you're on the other side, so you don't care. Opposite side, kill Valak's firstborn, which is kind of sad, because supposedly this guy recently died, but his firstborn is already entombed here in a corner, like with the undead programming to protect his master, even though he's been put in his room. This guy is bad news, and probably not somebody that we actually want his spell book running around, because I'm thinking he's probably a necromancer. Good job, hireling. Let's go. If you have enough jump, you can also just literally jump over that gate and escape that way. If you kill all the enemies, the gate goes down and you can just walk out. But why? Make the hireling pull the lever. Turn and walk away. And you'll never guess what we're going to do now. That's right. There's a closed door, and we need to go down hallways to full levers. I get a little snarky sometimes, hence the channel name, but it kind of makes sense in this dungeon. They're using it as a mechanic. Like God damn it, I have to go find levers again? Yeah, because you're on a time limit. They're purposely trying to make that time limit, like, stress you out. I can respect that. If there was no time limit, then yeah, they're just wasting your time. This quest needs the time limit to be any good. The quest needs that little pressure of, I'm on a time limit and I keep having to hit levers. That's what makes the quest work. Now we had, what, 30 minutes when we walked in? I want to say like the timer even gets shorter on hard and elite mode, but I'm not 100% sure on that. If it doesn't, it should. I'm not in any particular hurry. That's the last door we have to get through, so not in any danger of failing. Hey, hireling, I have a job for you. Get the lever. This is literally what I pay you to do. Good job, hireling. There's just like some undead down there. It's not a big deal. There's a ladder to climb out. But now I don't have to. And if I don't have to do it, why would I do it? Unfortunately, this one is a slightly different trap. You have to jump your way across, and it then spawns the caster behind you. So your hirelings and everything can't get to this lever because they're not smart enough to jump. I do like that it spawns the skeleton mage behind you after you make the first jump there. Sneaky. Oh, methods. I don't remember methods. Probably because they die so fast. There's probably going to be more blade traps in here, just like that first one. First long hallway. Or not. Not today, anyway.
At the foot of the coffin spells the name Valak. The door shuts behind you.
The door shut behind me. Oh no, it's Valak. He is a... So, keep in mind, he is a boss spellcaster. I'm a paladin and I just slapped his face, picking up the book to end the quest. But if you can't kill him quickly, he is a spellcaster. He will just start to spam spells. Enemy spellcasters have infinite spell points. If he lands like a hold monster or something and you're paralyzed, he'll just pump lightning bolts into your face and you can't dodge. Like, be careful of spellcasters. So, you can give Dead Girl the book and she'll go off to do evil deeds. And she'll give you a little gem that's worth 50 platinum, I think. Or you can say, screw you, I'm a paladin, I'm keeping the book, I'm setting it on fire. And she goes, well, screw you too. And I'm like, me like ye burn evil books. Back at level 6, I think, we did the Haunted Library. Archon gives us the follow-up to that quest. So this is a necromancer right here. We went and we got the tomes of necromancy out of his master's old tomb. Bop, here you go. Oh, so this is his apprentice. Let's see, we're going to the Keeper's Sanctuary. Basically, we don't hear whether or not they're being straight with me. But they don't show up as villains later. So I'm going to assume they're being honest, that they're basically just preserving history with this quest. There is a temple, well, more like a library, that had a bunch of books about necromancy and that kind of thing, which gets people a little nervous. And so the Silver Flame basically went in and murdered all of the people who were there. damn near burned the place down. So he says nobody's been there for 50 years. Boop. So we're going to go in, find whatever books we can find, whatever religious artifacts we can find. Basically just like, is there anything of historical value in this place before it really like collapses in on itself and nobody can ever come in here to find the stuff?
It doesn't appear as though anyone has entered this broken down temple in years.
All right.
Dust cover everything.
Boop. Just gonna beat up a whole bunch of zombies for a little bit here. So this is a quest that has some interesting traps in it. One in particular I want to show off. But it's also got a lot of secret doors. It's going to be very handy to come in here with detect secret doors, either as a wand or maybe you can find a item that has it as a clicky ability. Those used to be fairly common. A little more rare now. There's a lot of secret doors. I think these are fairly easy to find with a low search, because you're supposed to find them. But again, old quest. If you're coming in here with 6 intelligence on a half-arc barbarian, you might need to bring some glasses. So there's a couple of keys we need to find, as well as some levers. Unlike most of our quests we've been doing of late, this one is not run down both hallways, pull the levers. Like, any quest can really be boiled down to run down and pull levers. This one's got a lot of different places we need to go. And a lot of just kind of spawning undead. So we're probably not going to full clear every crypt. But yeah. Step 1. If you haven't noticed, the hireling Tanya Brightstone, little trigger happy with her smites. And smite is a very, very strong spell. So I'm perfectly fine with her clearing out entire rooms at a time. So that needs a blue key. I think that's the last door we go to fight the boss. This one's generically locked. This one has a lit up room. So this is probably what the lever I pulled just opened. Somebody just shot at me. I don't see them. Oh no, traps. Ironically, the dart traps are a little more dangerous here because they'll break open sarcophagi, and that's what triggers a lot of the undead to spawn, is that their thing got opened. Another secret. Free shrine. That one had the trap on it, so that one's not that one doesn't open. Alright, well, we pulled another lever. Oh, they're on the second floor. That's why I couldn't see who was attacking me. That makes sense. There's the symbol we just opened, so we're going to go this way now. Un library. I think this bookshelf is maybe hiding something. Oh, the double secret door. Hello, guy's journal. He stuck his journal somewhere that was actively going to have a fire trap. Man, what a way to troll your D&D players. I would absolutely do that. I would absolutely put a fire trap like on somebody's desk. That makes so much sense too. Especially if you're like a wizard and you know that like the fire's not going to actually hurt you because magic. But you could basically guarantee that if anybody messed with your desk, it would just torch all your documents. That would be pretty sweet. I should do that. I'm probably going to steal that idea. Don't know when I'll ever use it, but I'm going to take it.
The room flares to light, accompanied by a slight trembling of the ground.
Ah, that opened this side. So this, do not stand in the middle of the thing that looks like the... Like, see the dead body? See the body? Don't stand there. Tanya's dumb is going to walk straight towards me and see what happens. Well, okay, she can fly, apparently. But what happens is you get locked in there, that little force field, and you can't get out. But all these skeletons and everything, they can get in. So you're just fighting for your life, hoping. I wanted to say there's something we need in here. Coffins. Apparently nothing in this one. This was just where they store the enemies for that trap. I like this trap, though. I like the idea if you just step... Like the trap that doesn't kill you, it just complicates things for a minute.
The wall slides open to reveal a small chapel.
Hey, look, here's one of our 2 things we need. Ta-da. Wow, she's just... If you're playing on normal mode, yeah, that's going to happen a lot. We're at the point of the game where the wizards have, like, fireball and every... We're way past fireball, actually. We're in Wall of Fire. Actually, we're in...
Swings aside noisily, revealing a
Level 13, you'd have...
opening the
Chain Lightning, maybe? Just... Bzzzt, room is gone. Bzzzt, room is gone. Some pretty impressive spells at these levels. But again, all I have to do is hold left mouse button. That one's closed. This one's open. Huh. Alright. Turning on K. Is that the one immediately to our left we just looked at? Nope. That one is like H maybe? Okay. What do we got? We got a shrine. Secret in the shrine room. Because, you know, you're not going to actually make any progress if you don't find this. Kill the evil watermelon. And I'm just going to ignore the archers because they won't chase us. Really? I was not paying attention to what the symbol was. Now, is it the one over there? Nope. Must be on the other side of the room. I kind of like this, like, pillar room. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, why would you put this many pillars in one room? But it does create, like, this interesting look, right? Kind of this Mines of Moria kind of idea. I don't think they just use egregious pillars as a room feature often enough. Actual, like, desks and stuff, because obviously you would just want to sit there and do some paperwork while sitting with your giant room.
The ascending wall opens up to reveal another gilded scroll case.
The Scroll of Decay is not one of the ones we were looking for, but we get some bonus XP for finding it. An Iron Defender is an unusual thing to just lock in there when you know that you're, like, mostly hiring necromancers. The first door I looked at is the last one that we run through. Alright, so if I remember right, we're about to go get our blue key. Apparently I was slightly too close to the wall when I started clicking the button to kill the skeleton. Alright.
Small wooden coffins line
We must defeat the mummy warden,
ornate sarcophagus
Ted.
stands along the corridor.
Ted has been defeated. Blue key. Don't have to care about any of them. Blue key was that door way on the other side, so we're just gonna run our way back to the other side. I'm reasonably certain that the scroll of preservation is with the boss. That's gonna be awkward if I jump to the gun and we have to run all the way back. Bum, 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 bum. I'm running through a quest full of like undead and ghosts and stuff, and what startles me? The baby's toy falling off the chair. Alright. So we kill this named mummy. But, you know, like, surprise, he actually was just a distraction boss.
Shallow pool reflects the ruins of a ceiling that looks to stretch on forever. At the far end of this chamber,
Doesn't reflect at all.
ornate sarcophagus.
Come on. I ain't afraid of you.
Here's an opening. Chambers left wall opens, revealing more skeletons.
He does actually have a lot of minions. Again, they're using the dart traps to open the sarcophagi to trigger the spawns. Or maybe it was just these archers. Either way, man, how cool would that be if you establish that breaking the sarcophagus releases the undead, right? In your D&D adventure. And you have round one of an ambush. The skeletons all fire towards the party. And the party doesn't take any hits. And they're like, yeah, screw your ambush round. And then you just... behind them, those sarcophagus took the hit from the arrows, burst open, and now you got guys behind you too. I'm gonna have to do that too. I need to write these down. You get the XP for this quest as soon as you loot the second chest. I'm cutting it out for editing reasons. So, just so you know, that's why we didn't actually get XP, as I haven't technically looted that second chest. Hey you, give me quests. Da-ba-da-ba-da. Yes. Starting to second guess where the okay, yeah, that's one of them way up there in the corner. We'll do that one last because it's way up there in the corner. Oh, we're gonna pick up the last. I think it's right here. I think you way up there on the top of that building, which we're going to get there by going around the back side of the building where there's actually a ramp. Some pretend stairs. Hi. There we go. I was right. That was the other quest we need to pick up. So you can pick those up out here, right? Back in the day, you used to have the Delera's graveyard, or like the Delera chain, that pack, in order to be able to get into the graveyard, because both of those quests are located in the graveyard. So, back in the day, these were kind of quests that you got with the Delera chain because of their location. But then they decided they were intended to be free. Not just, you know, a free bonus if you bought a thing. Which just means you bought them with the thing. But everybody can get in the graveyard now, so these are officially all the way free. Spire of Validus. This is the first quest we picked up. It is a big old tower. I believe our character supposedly was like, oh no, it was that guy? I don't know the guy's name. It's a lich. This wasn't here. The story of this one is that this was not here. It literally burst from the ground. The whole thing popped up out of the ground. And people went, oh no. So we're going to go climb all the way to the top and squish him. Hopefully. So this is a corrupted pool. It is a sad little pool. However, if you get close to it and cast Bless, which I was supposed to do something. Get out of here, mummy. Bless? I thought you could, at some point there was a way you could bless this. I thought it was literally cast blessed, but I guess that's not working. I can't target it with anything. I thought it was literally blessed. Maybe you have to be you might have to be a cleric. I don't know. There's a way you can actually bless this and it'll give you holy water. I thought it was you cast bless. Apparently I was wrong, or I'm missing something. I've never actually done it mid-quest. So, we're literally going to climb the tower. There's a lot of random monsters and traps and stuff. Oh, that's a mean trap. Air gust to push you into the blades. There's also a lot of like acid traps that usually like cross these rooms here. So I'm going to jump into the room because there's acid traps on the ground. If you have the holy water from blessing the shrine, I think you can actually light these up permanently. But apparently I can't do that. Boop, boop, boop. This quest was one I was very proud to have finally soloed back in the day, you know, before I realized that hirelings were a thing, so I was running a level. I'm pretty sure I ran all the way to cap with no hirelings the first time, because I didn't realize that hirelings were a thing. Don't recommend it. Get the hireling. Hello, bat. This, I mean, you'll see, but this quest also has one of the funniest little traps. Funny to me, right? Not so funny if it kills you. Apparently I got bat expertise. And jump over the trap that's not there this time. I actually turned this dungeon into an actual like paper Dungeons and Dragons dungeon. Because there's like a decent variety of monsters in here. They're all undead, yeah. But, like, there's enough things to do. I basically made it 4 levels high. So they had to go every one of these little bits where we're walking upstairs. I mimicked what this dungeon did, and I put a different kind of trap there. And then these middle rooms where the shrines were, I swapped those out to be like little mini boss fights. It actually works pretty good. I liked it. Boy. Especially when you get to, I believe, this next door. I think it's the next door. Actually got stunned. So, this is an MMO, right? You spend a lot of time holding left mouse button and just running forward. And if you do, you're going to run straight into that trap right there. That is a gigantic gelatinous cube. They are transparent, and if you fail your save, you can just go right into them, be paralyzed, and nothing you can do about it. You just sit there taking acid damage until you die. It's a good reason to have, if you don't have a way of casting freedom of movement or whatever, I believe those remove paralysis potions that I did not bother buying, I think you can use them while you're stuck in a gelatinous cube. I haven't tried it. That is a level of preparedness that I am not. I want to say there's another cube in here still. But I think we're getting close to the top. This isn't the top right here, is it? Oh, it is. So, all 3 of these are going to take you into the boss fight. Here's the trick. The floor of the boss room is going to crumble away. The boss can fly. You can get to a point where the boss is just standing in the middle of nowhere, and all your melees are just going to go whoop, they're going to fall all the way to the entrance of the quest. So we're really hoping not to fall down. We are going to cast our little buffs. It doesn't really matter which one you pick, it's just which corner of the room you spawn in. And we're going to rush him. We're going to try to get all the way over here onto his throne. There we go. Because his throne does not crumble. So if you can get all the way up to him and start beating on him, you should be okay. Look, it goes all the way to the edge. Like, look at how much floor goes away. And then, yeah, it's over time. But imagine you walked in here as, I don't know, an archer. You stood in the middle of the floor. You shot at him and then you fell. By the time you get back up here, the rest of the floor is gone. Look how little there is to stand on that edge already. Right? So, 2 things. One, there is an optional encounter in here. I don't remember where it is. But there's actually one of these landings that you didn't walk on. You went over it. So you can actually feather fall down onto a bonus fight. And secondly, his phylactery, which is the other optional here, is right down here at the beginning of the quest. It's in one of these 2 chests. Princetti. Actually, the phylactery's back there. Those princes are what I did my mini bosses after in my paper version. Because there's one down here. I think there's 2 hidden ones upstairs. One of them is the one you feather fall down to. This is very, very trapped. You can already see that it is very, very trapped, but I'm going to take it. No, I can't. Foiled by a generic lock. Just a generic lock. That's it. You know what trap I put on there? Petrification. You grab the thing, turns you to stone, while the entire tower is collapsing. I collapsed the tower, not just the floor in the boss room, the tower. It was pretty cool. So, this one. This one might take me a try or two. Gonna mark my video. Okay. The problem with this one is that it's a protect mission, kind of. We have to go and light up these things around the graveyard, but we can't let the zombies beat up the gate. If the gate gets destroyed, we lose the quest. So I'm going to leave the hireling at the beginning of the quest. And I'm going to attempt to aggro everything. Because if everything is attacking me, nothing is paying attention to the hireling, and then we can basically trade spots. I will go back to the entrance and send her to go and click on these things, and I think that will work. Alright, we're going to take a big chunk of these away. Send her on to passive. And I'm going to target that pyre way over there. Now I can keep it targeted while I'm swinging my greatsword. I can kill these guys pretty easy, just like she can. Right? I'm hoping that she doesn't just immediately turn around because she got interrupted. Did you get it? It's already being used? Okay. You still over there? You doing okay? She's not moving, so I think she's doing it. I don't care about getting shot. Still not moving. There we go. She got it. Excellent. Now we're going to target the next farthest away one. Tell her to go over there. Ah! What are you doing behind me? Get out of here. She's not moving. I can see her on the map. So, like, these archers that are shooting me, they respawn. So if I go over there and kill them and walk away, they'll just respawn, and then they'll aggro on her because she's closer. But because I aggroed everything, those 2 archers that are probably right there, they're still shooting at me, even though they can't actually reach me. Yeah, there we go. Now you go do that one. Nobody behind me. No, go over there. Get that. Don't come to me. No. Go. Go. Where are you going? You did so good on the far 2. The close 2 are the easier ones. Go. Thank you. So I do the farther ones first because I can kind of see the gate and I can see what I'm doing from here. So like I can see, oh, that guy's going to go interrupt. Come on. Yeah, she got interrupted by that random gate swarmer. Alright, go do that one instead. No, gate swarmers, don't attack her. She's busy. Also, don't attack the gate. Alright, fine. You aggressively stand there. So, just to show you, you have to actually, like, look how long this use bar is. It's really, really long. And if you get hit, you get interrupted. Which is why I try to use the hireling while I'm distracting everything. So, let's try this again. Get over there and do that while I kill these. Is she in place? No. Oh, she's getting hurt by this shock trooper. Okay, try again. I like her positioning. This is substantially easier to do with other people. Oh, interrupted again. You, come to me. That's right, you follow me. Don't respawn on her. Come to me. We're going to purposely try not to kill that guy so he doesn't respawn and attack her. Come on. I have already taken all of the aggro. Fine. Oh, something way far away is attacking her. Okay, I see. Okay. We need to go over there. I can just see the arrows flying across the map. These have aggro on the hireling. That guy is what's been interrupting her. And I feel like that guy's about to try. Come on. You work on that. Ah, crap. I usually skip this quest. No, why do you keep turning around to go after her? Stand on this side, please. The close ones are supposed to be the easier ones. Okay, is everything momentarily dead? How did you get behind me? I don't detect. Alright, everything's calm for a moment. Funeral pile there. Okay, I was about to complain about her coming back, but she got it. Go get that one. Yeah, all of you come to me, not her. Come to me. This quest is silly fast if you just run in here with 4 players. and you can all cast like invisibility or something. Oh, something interrupted her. Yeah, you attack me. I can see. I can see the arrow. Get out of here. I need to get back to the gate. I've left the gate for too long already. I have aggro on everything though, so see, look at that. The gate's got 3 swarmers on it. It's bent. Did we get it? We got it. Okay, now we just have to kill the boss and we're out. Come on, boss. Go down. We win!
You have succeeded.
I mean, I like this quest in that it's different. It is personally a little difficult because I only do things by myself. I never do this quest. I never come over here to do this quest. But it is different. And I like the idea of 4 rogues just stealthing the 4 different spots, because if they just all do it at the same time, they don't have nearly enough time to beat up the gate. Look at that poor gate. Look at that gate. I can't even... It's so broken, I can't go out the gate. So there we go. There's the other 4 quests. So, overall, Delera's has a lot of quests in it. They span quite a few levels. And while the bonus quests don't have any unique loot that I'm aware of, the fact that you can get a very easy trinket with plus 5% bonus XP for as long as you're wearing it, just by doing the basic chain, and it's guaranteed reward, a lot of people will do this one at least once per character just to get that little trinket, just to make everything else go a little faster. It's good value. You've got a lot of quests here. I will say they are all kind of nothing but undead. So, not as much variety as I would like. You really just have to double down on killing undead. That is everything. But it is a graveyard. I mean, it's a tomb. It's exactly what it says on the can. I originally said to wait until this one's on sale, but adding in the extra 4 quests kind of makes this one a little bit better. I like the Spire of Validus, that first level 11 quest we did. I've got a lot of good nostalgia for that one. I'm torn on that last one we did, where you have to light up those altars, and it takes like a solid minute each. It's frustrating for me because I play by myself, but on the other hand, it's kind of like why people like Dark Souls. Like, you're not supposed to be able to do it easy, and you get a much better sense of accomplishment for having pulled it off, even when you're not supposed to be able to do it. So I still have overall positive thoughts about that quest, even though it's specifically designed so that I'm not supposed to be able to do it. So yeah, I'm going to say this one is a solid pickup now. Definitely get it when it's on sale, and whether you get it full price or not is dependent on how much you value that trinket for the plus 5% bonus experience. If you really want that trinket and you really don't want to have to go to Threnel to get the other thing that does the same thing, this one's way better than Threnel. So yeah, if you want the bonus XP, it's here. It's worth it. I wear it a lot. Not on this character because we're already so over-leveled, but I wear it on almost every other character. And this pack has an epic mode now for the actual storyline quests, not those bonus 4. But yeah, there's an epic version of this with epic named items too. So this one's a good pickup. Definitely on sale. If you want the XP item, you can get it full price without feeling bad. So, next time on Strategy and Snark, we're going to go take a look at the free level 6 quests. This time, all of them are actually free. See you then. Thanks for watching.